ladies and gentlemen, Jackie Mason.
Thank you. 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 God bless you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That's it? Okay. I just wanted to see, baby. Oh, no, not that. If you have a... we're not allowed to applaud for the whole hour because then there'll be no show. I think that's about enough applause. Now I'm waiting for the star to come out because it can't be for me. I never did this good, but I just want to tell you what the show is about. You've heard of shows on television where you have a conversation show, where you have a girly show, where you have a current affairs show, where you have people studying all kinds of groups and problems like homosexuals, transvestites, degeneracy, misery, hate, violence. This show has nothing to do with any of that. That's why we don't expect it to last too long. Because this show is about intelligent issues that come from intelligent people. So we'll leave this whole group out. This is about the things that are on your mind, no matter what it is. This is the only show that gives the average person or a genius, no matter what the person is, a man who has achieved no special recognition and no real right to be on television. You have no right to be on television. I can tell by looking at you. But this is the only show where even you, as bad as you look, that's not nice to say, you look great compared to him. Listen to this. No matter who you are, whether your mind is working or not, worth listening to or not, this is the only place you have. This is like the vote in the United States of America. Nobody asks you if you're intelligent enough to vote. They ask you if you're old enough to vote. And this is the same quality. Nobody asks you if you're brilliant enough to ask a question or complain. All they know is that you're old enough to show up. You had enough money to get a bus or to come out here. You wear a whole suit and you're dressed and you have a right to talk up. And that's it. But there's no hate here and there's no violence here. We don't want people with hate. The only thing we hate on the show is injustice and indecency and venom and hostility. We don't deal in that. Whatever your problem is, it has to be couched with a concern and compassion and love and caring about your fellow man. If you have hate in your heart, don't come in here. Get out. Because the only thing we hate on this show is hate or injustice. We have contempt for anybody who expresses hate. So if you have hate in your heart, you don't belong on this show. That's the only people we hate. We hate haters. And that's why there's no excuse for this show, because I'm so full of hate right now. So now this is the opportunity for you to talk up. This is the only show where you could do so, and if you want to be heard, this is the place to be heard. Anybody with any question, opinion, disturbance, whatever is on your mind. What's on your mind? You, mister, have a question? What are you sitting like a dummy? You got a question?
Yes, I do.
You don't have a question, get out. Don't bother Jewish people.
How does a nice guy like me get a Jewish girlfriend?
How does a guy like you get a Jewish girlfriend? Why yes, people?
Why do you want a Jewish?
Flash money. I want to be abused.
Why do
I like abuse.
Why do you prefer a Jewish girlfriend? Are you Jewish?
No, sir, I'm not.
So why do you prefer a Jewish girlfriend?
I heard rumors.
What's
Rumors? I walk in, say, Regal Park or anything like that, but I walk in my neighborhood and I see a lot of Jewish girlfriends I can have a fatal attraction with, but I don't get to go where they go.
Wait a second. Why do you prefer a Jewish girl? Did I ask you?
I don't know for sure they're Jewish, but...
Well, why is a Jewish girl preferable to you? Why? Do you think she has a quality that the Gentile girl doesn't have?
Well, no, I'm not gonna
Are you anti-Semitic? You must be anti-Semitic because you're trying to get even with Jewish people. Because I think I can tell by looking at you. You know you're no bargain and you wish you get on Jews. Because I want to know, there's 150 million Gentiles in this country. There's not one of them that deserves you.
But
are you saying that all Gentile women in this country are...
I'm Jewish, my boyfriend's Italian, and reverse, and he wants to learn how to make sauce. How am I supposed to learn how to make sauce?
First of all, he has a lot of nerve to ask you if you're Jewish to cook altogether. I got this for you. In a Jewish family, that's grounds for divorce. Like if you're involved with an Italian, the first thing he does to do is ask you to start cooking. And not only, if he wants sauce, there's plenty of Italian girls who know how to make sauce.
There's plenty of restaurants.
And there's plenty of restaurants. And there's no reason. Does he make a comfortable living?
Well, we're still in college yet.
He's still in college?
We're both still in college.
And already he wants you to make sauce?
His mom-
You're not even married?
his mom
You're not even married yet. Are you married
Well,
yet?
his mom's here, but his mom makes sauce all the time. She makes sauce 24 hours a day.
Are you the mother?
That's the
So
mother.
can you make a little more sauce for them too? I want to ask you a question. Here's a guy can't find a Jewish girl, and here's a girl who found an Italian guy. If you could find her before he found him. Are you the Italian mother of this boy?
Yes, I am.
Now,
yes.
where is the boy?
Right now, he's in a...
And for him, there's sauce, but for her, there's not. You don't only make sauce enough for one person.
Jackie, I happen to
I want
agree
to know. How did he meet this Jewish girl?
that he fell in love head over heels when they met in college.
Head over heels. Is he still in that position?
Yes.
Is that why there's no son? Is this man really the father? Is this man really the father? Or you're her father? How come the boy is not here? Is he so ashamed of her?
He don't want to show
I
his
notice
face.
everybody in the family is here except him. I have a feeling already he's staying away from me. Where is he right now? I want to know.
No, he's up in the Catskills.
Where?
He's up in the Catskills.
Looking for more Jewish girls.
Introducing Tropicana Pure Tropics for those with a taste for adventure. New Tropicana Pure Tropics. A delicious blend of Tropicana orange juice with pure tropical juices in 4 tempting flavors. Tropicana Pure Tropics. Pure juice, pure taste, pure tropics.
Sometimes kids laugh when I talk. I hate words. I love being able to say, I want to be a writer.
When I go out, I like to be in fashion.
Announcing Fava's in fashion sale. In styles, in colors. All at the very in price of only $9.99.
You can count me in.
At 2 for $16.99, we'll count you in twice. Stylish heels, fashion flats, and handbags $9.99. You can mix them, you can match them, you can find them all at Fava's in fashion sale.
We're saving money. It's more in than ever.
You go far in Favors.
It's your Dodge dealer's goodbye clearance on 91 Dodges, and it only lasts for the next 10 days. So hurry before your Dodge deal goes bye-bye forever. So buy now and get big savings. Dodge Shadow America for as low as $64.99 if you're a first-time buyer. And that's before any available dealer discounts. But now, before all the goodbyes on 91 Dodges go bye-bye forever at your participating Dodge dealer's goodbye clearance. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you. God bless you. Obviously an intelligent audience because you figured out how long I deserve applause. Let me hear what you got to say about any subject.
Okay. My gripe is that in the media, they play up all this rape. William Kennedy, Mike Tyson, all of these young women, I want to know where and why are they where they are at the time they say they were raped? And were they actually raped? You understand what I mean? Because I don't think that everybody that cries rape has been raped.
Well, that's the purpose of a trial. This is a very good question. But that's why they have a trial, to find out if the accusations are not, if it's legitimate or not. Now, the truth of the matter is, a lot of people for years have not attached to that, and the rest of their lives that have to live with that identity as a rapee, as a person who suffered through that humiliation, that they were so self-conscious and nervous and frightened of the whole media, all the effect it would have upon their lives, and all of a sudden, they never mention it. Now we are forcing them to mention it. We are forcing them to come out and admit it, pleading with them to admit it. And now when they admit that they were raped, everybody says, what are you making an issue? Keep your mouth shut. Just because you claim you were raped, we have to believe it. The truth is, you're right. We don't have to believe it. There's no one to assume it's not true. A lot of people are saying, yeah, why was this girl in Willie Smith's house at the time if she knew she didn't want to be raped? As if she's supposed to know that that's what she came there for him to rape her. Is she supposed to know that if you walk into a man's house...
Please, can I just say one thing?
Wait. You're allowed to say one thing, but did you notice that I was still talking?
Yes, excuse me.
Wait a second. First of all, everybody involved in that situation, including Ted Kennedy, has not made any sense on the subject yet, and I'm not accusing Willie Smith. Nobody has a right to accuse anybody of anything until the trial happens. As a matter of fact, it's considered almost impossible for Willie Smith to get a fair trial because all of the accusatory publicity that he's received so far. You know, in England and in most democracies all over the world, a newspaper is not allowed to talk about the accused, write about it, or mention it on radio or any form of communication until the trial happens. Because now it's almost impossible for him to get a fair trial. That's right. That's right. I want to ask you a question. Ted Kennedy first denied he was there, then he denied he was Ted Kennedy. Then he denied that he was in the house, then he forgot that it was his house. Then he said there was a girl, then he says he's not sure it's a girl, it looked like a boy, a chair, a horse. He's not citizen, he forgot he's in this country, he forgot what country he came from. He forgot every part of the story. Did you hear his statement on the subject? To this day, nobody knows what he said. Because even when he talks sense, nobody knows what he said. Do you ever hear what Ted Kennedy said? Yeah, bum, bum, They said, is that really true? He said, no, I said, yeah, bum, bum, And you know what everybody said? He's right. How about this man?
Now that you're married, am I still going to have a chance to see you hanging out late at night at 23rd Street and 2nd Avenue Diner?
I said a woman is not obligated to cook. If she's not obligated to cook, I have a right to go to a diner. And the whole philosophy that because people are married, they can't trust their partner to be out 2 o'clock in the morning in a diner. If you saw me 2 o'clock in the morning with a hooker, you have a right to complain. If you saw me coming out of a motel, did you? Thank God you never caught me. But if you saw me at a diner, you mean it's a transgression of the marital vow to have a cookie? Hello? Here's a girl doesn't look bad. What's on your mind? Come to think of it, I just forgot that I'm married. Listen.
My name is Lena. I came from Russia.
I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry for this. I am not sorry for that. Now I can appreciate that I'm here, not there.
God bless you.
Anyway, I can ask you the question is, do you American like us Russian as much as we do?
If this is how it, all my life I hated communism. When I took a look at her, I started to change my mind. If this is how they all look in Russia, we're all in the wrong country. Does everybody in Russia look like this? But I want to tell you the truth. You asked a very intelligent question. Just looking at you, I don't remember what it was. Wait a second. The question is, do we like Russian people as much as the Russian people like Americans?
Yeah, that's right.
Would you say the Russian people do like Americans?
A lot.
A lot? What
Yes.
time?
Anytime.
Do you like them so much that you're willing to go from house to house? No. That's nice to say, but I think that's an admirable thing to say, and it's a touching remark to make. And if it was true, I'd be very happy about it. I don't know if Russians in general love Americans that much. If they did, how did they maintain the Cold War against America for the last 30 years? And how did...
It's not them. It's not them.
That was the leaders. And you say that they weren't influenced by all the propaganda they got from their leadership?
Yes, that's right.
They weren't affected by it. They never believed their leaders that Americans are a threat to their existence, that American imperialism is a threat to their whole very lives.
The people now.
The people never believed it.
No.
How do they know, how are they smart enough to know that their own leadership was lying to them since there was absolute censorship and there was no freedom of expression or communication? How did they know that
But
their
they
own
knew.
government was lying to them?
Somehow they knew.
They did.
Yes.
Isn't that? I never knew that their own country was not so. I believe them, but I admire just this information. It's very interesting to know, and it helps people to realize that people in Russia are decent people. As a matter of fact, I'm very interested in this subject. What time can I come to your house?
Why are people in New York waking up earlier? Rise and shine to crispy bacon. Rise and shine to fluffy pancakes, handmade from scratch biscuits. Hardee's Rise and Shine breakfast is now at Roy Rogers. Right now, you can get a pancake platter, cinnamon raisin 2-pack, or sausage egg biscuit for only 99 cents. Now at Roy's.
New York has always had more different kinds of people than any place else, but they have one similarity. They all think there aren't enough hours in the day. That's why in 1969, Chemical introduced the first cash machine. And now we've brought 24-hour banking home with people you can call anytime, any day. After all, in the town where the rush hour started, we don't want to be the ones to slow you down. Chemical Bank, the human touch, the financial edge, 24 hours a day, every day.
Our wonderful places, smiling faces, family farms and country charms.
I'm Mario Cuomo. Discover all there is to love about autumn in New York State. And see for yourself how our great state is filled with beautiful opportunities.
What's on your mind?
I have a tremendous problem. It's
You
about
look it.
It's about a fatal attraction situation.
It's a fatal attraction situation?
Yes, I met a young lady at Danielle's in Forest Hills a few weeks ago.
Is this a commercial for Danielle's?
She was a beautiful lady, and we hit it off for the evening, and we went home together.
You went home together after you hit it off?
Yes, sir.
So first you hit it off, then you went home?
Yes, sir.
So where did you hit it off if you weren't home yet?
At Danielle's.
In other words, you hit it off at a place without a home. So then what happened?
Then we went home.
Then you went home.
And we had a very interesting evening, and it worked out marvelous.
Where?
In my house.
Yeah. What did you do that worked out
We
so well?
made love tremendously all night.
You made love all night?
Yes.
So are you shocked that somebody wanted to do it with you? I'll tell you the truth, I'm amazed myself. What else? Everybody here is in shock. Go ahead, so what happened
The
then?
next morning, we both got up. Everything was nice. We had breakfast, and I took the young
Now
lady.
you're going to tell me what you had for breakfast? Is this a diary or is this a question? I don't want to know what you did after breakfast. I don't want to hear about your lunch. What's the question?
The question
After
is,
breakfast.
we went home. I took her home.
Another time you went home.
She started.
2 homes or 1 breakfast. Then what? Then
She
what?
started calling me that evening and said, "When am I going to see you again?" And I had no plans to see her immediately because I have a life to live.
You mean with her too? You just said she was the greatest sensation of your life. And when you have a life to live, when you have your life to live, it's not with her. So why was she such a sensation if a life to live doesn't include her? She was just for sex and you're just low enough to enjoy the sex? So go ahead, what's the question?
She started calling me continuously and said, "You must see me again." And I said, "I can't right now because I have other things
You have other things
to do."
to do.
She kept coming to the house and knocking on the door all hours of the night.
You were that good?
And I couldn't get rid of the girl for several weeks. She started talking to neighbors. Do you know where Don is? Do you know where, when he comes home and everything? And she kept...
Why didn't you want to see her again? I'm trying to figure this out. Are you retarded? You just told me she was a sensation. You had the greatest time you ever had in your life. After that, the girl is knocking on your door for weeks and weeks, and you don't want to bother with her. Now, if she's the greatest sensation and you don't want to have nothing to do with her for weeks, why did you enjoy it so much in the first place? And if it was that good, why wouldn't you want to do it again? You mean you only have enough strength for one shot? Why don't you send her to my house? I got time. Wait, don't holler. Go ahead, what happened?
I wanted to see her again.
Wait, don't start holler. The man is asking.
I wanted to see her again. She was a very nice girl, but not that quickly where she started to try and control my life.
How would she be trying to control your life if all she wanted to do is do the same thing twice? You mean when you do it, it controls your life? After that, you can't do nothing else? So that was the end of the question? Is that the end of the question?
The question is, how do I get rid of this girl? She's still knocking on the door.
Well, get her. I want to ask you a question. If you're so frightened of a person who's great, what do you do with a person who's not so hot?
I never knew one.
You're asking me how to get rid of her. The door is locked and she's only knocking. What do you care? Let her keep knocking. Either that or move. Is there anybody else who has any advice for him? Because this is... If I knew this was the type of question I was going to get, I never would have asked you like that. I never would have. Who else? Marry her. Marry her, and then she'll never knock on the door again, right? Can't you I got a better idea. Next time you do it, don't be that good. Or try it with a girl who knows better people than you. Or better still, get out. Who else? Well, this is Raoul Felder. Is this Raoul Felder? The biggest divorce attorney in America, probably in the world. And he heard that I just got married, and he thinks he's got a customer.
That's what I want to ask you about. That's exactly what I want to ask you about. Look, you were in 2 hit Broadway shows, and in both of the shows, you condemned marriage. You talked about it like it was a prison sentence. And now you, see? Now you got married. Now, has your outlook changed in life on this?
My outlook changed. It's a lot worse than I thought. Thank you.
First, AT&T Pro Watts gave you savings on calls to 177 countries. Now we're giving you even more. An extra 10% off on direct dial calls to the country that means the most to your business. You can pick anyone. Introducing our favorite nation option. It's designed for the world, however your business sees it. Call now to sign up.
The Toyota Camry always looks good. But your car should be more than just looks. Camry is a Consumer's Digest Best Buy. So while some car makers feel the need to sell themselves and fancy even a more radical idea, the Camry sells best in the showroom. It's year-end clearance, and you can get factory-to-dealer incentives plus special option packages for combined savings that really add up. Hurry to your Toyota dealer for the year-end clearance and put a Camry where it looks best, your driveway.
Sunday afternoon, around 5 o'clock. Poor guy blows an engine. Best price I could give him is more than he expected. So he calls his credit card company, Citibank. They increase his credit line, just like that. Citibank always seems to come through. Of all the credit cards I take, and I take them all, there's only one I take with me.
Not just MasterCard, Citibank MasterCard.
You are what you eat. And what's true for you is true for your car. The right diet can make a difference. Fill up your car with Mobil's Super Unleaded Plus. Its detergent formula can unclog vital engine parts. For power and performance, get Mobil Super Unleaded Plus and drive your engine clean. Get a free Giants or Jets glass, compliments of your Mobil dealer, with every fill-up of 8 gallons or more of Mobil Super Unleaded Plus.
2 words to say to you. I
I'm gonna hear those 2 words. I heard those 2 words. For 40 years I've been hearing those same 2 words.
Maybe it's 3 words. What do you think?
Tell it to him, he deserves it.
Pee Wee Herman.
God bless Pee Wee Herman. You want me to tell you the truth? If the worst crime you could commit on this earth is to give yourself a little pleasure. And it's costing, nobody else had to pay for it. It didn't cost anybody a quarter. He was in a dark room. The only way you could find him is with a searchlight. Then they said he was doing it in public. If he was doing it in public, why did you need a searchlight to find him? The guy with the searchlight is the guy I'm looking for. Because there's something wrong. There's something wrong with a guy who gets pleasure from playing around with a searchlight. That's a little sicker than what he was doing. What he was doing is his own business. If you're walking around for the searchlight looking for a guy like that, you really got a problem. I was in the theater at that time when it happened. I wanted to shake hands. But he was busy at the time. I admire Pee Wee Herman. It saves a fortune on clothes, puts on a raincoat, and that's it. I wouldn't pick on him, God bless him. And I think picking on people... What he was doing, millions of people have done before. Let's be honest about it, by looking at you, I can tell you've been busy. You're busy all your life. You can't look like this from doing nothing. What did you say?
What's that?
What's on your mind?
What's on my mind?
I see it's a sex problem. I can see it's a sex problem.
This is a question I have. I used to always be against guns. And now, living in New York City, I recently was in a play and I was a criminal. My character was a criminal murderous seductress. And I went and I practiced to shoot a gun at a target range. And now I like this little new hobby of mine. But I was thinking maybe I should have a gun. Maybe I should go around New York City and have a gun as a woman to protect myself.
Protect yourself, you should have a gun?
Protect myself carrying a gun around as a woman in New York City.
You want me to tell you the truth? As long as you could get a license and you could carry a gun, you should have a gun. Because without a gun, I don't think you're safe. You're certainly not safe from this guy. And the prettier the girl is, the more of a menace she would be to men who are crazed, who are sick, who are insane. And a girl like you should never walk the streets. What you should do is hide in my house immediately. Next, what's on your mind, mister?
I want to turn to another subject that I know you're an expert at. If you were mayor of New York City, how would you cure New York City's ills?
The first thing I would do is get you out of town. Everybody is talking about how to cure New York City's ills, but the truth of the matter really is that there is almost no way right now, with the levels of crime that New York accepts as a way of life, to cure New York's ills. A city that's so heavily overwhelmed with crime cannot cure any problem. Because every problem in the world that's endemic to New York right now will sustain itself and maintain itself and continue to exist 100 years from now if we don't solve the crime problem. There is no place in New York where you could walk in the street. There is no place in New York where you could walk in the street. Nobody walks straight in New York. Do any of you people come from New York? Everybody walks like this. Hello, why did you see this? Oh, yeah, I heard that. They got you. I believe.
Would you run for mayor? Would
Next.
you run for mayor?
I would run for my life, that's for If anybody in New York now should run for the border, not for mayor. Although Mayor Dinkins is trying his best, he just put 500 more cops in the subways. Now we'll all get killed in the street. That fat guy, hello? No, that's not an insult. That's not an insult. Being fat is not an insult. God bless you.
Thank you.
You are
Same
a
to
little
you.
fat, I'll be honest.
I got a problem, Jackie.
What?
The New York City subways used to be no problem for me, nice seats. Then they went to Japan. They built these seats with indentations. Now, I don't know who they use for a model, but I don't fit, Jackie. You know what I'm saying? I sit down, I get plastic right in my butt. I think they did this on purpose because of Pearl Harbor, they got these little seats. They didn't use those sumo wrestlers to put it in. They build these little seats. You can't fit. Then if you try to sit in the middle, the plastic goes right in the middle of your butt. It hurts.
I'm struggling to be funny, and he became the hit. Now, if I had a backside like that, I could have been just as funny as him. But I'd like to notice if the seat is too small. Do you ever think of taking a chair with you? Take a chair with you. On the train, you're allowed to sit on your own chair.
Roll back and
Or
forth.
better still, why are you too cheap to take a cab?
That's true.
I got another idea. Take a walk. You should lose some weight anyway.
We've made as many changes to the garden as we've had events on stage. The new Madison Square Garden. Everything's changed but the memories.
Sometimes when I remember a song that I used to sing with my mother in Mexico, I pick up the phone and I said, Mom, I just heard Caminemos.
Roberto.
It's like we're together again.
Clear digital connections, more than any other company. That's why Roberto Ortega depends on AT&T International Long Distance.
It makes me feel like I never left.
It's your Dodge dealer's goodbye clearance on 91 Dodges, and it only lasts for the next 10 days. So hurry before your Dodge deal goes bye-bye forever. So buy now and get big savings. Dodge Shadow America for as low as $64.99 if you're a first-time buyer. And that's before any available dealer discounts. But best buy now before all the good buys on 91 Dodges go bye-bye forever at your participating Dodge dealer's goodbye clearance. Bye-bye.
La 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 lum lum.
Just a little reminder that Franco-American gravy is made with natural meat stocks and juices.
Vinny Terranova is a wise guy with a mission. Stop the mob from the inside. Wise guy.
Go ahead.
I just want to know why all the guys that wear earrings in the left ear don't come out as bisexuals already.
Say that again.
Why all the guys that wear earrings don't come out as bisexuals when they really are.
What do you mean by a bisexual? You have to buy it?
Well,
you feel that the kids who are wearing earrings now,
there's a much better chance that they're gay or bisexual than if they're not.
than if they're not. Wait. You see, look at this. All the homosexuals are screaming. They resented that you caught them. You're a bisexual. Don't be ashamed of it. You know what I found out? You cannot tell if a man is a homosexual or not by looking at him. A guy could look very masculine and be feminine. Get up. I want to show them what I'm talking about. You really can't tell. You really can't tell. Sometimes, very often, psychologists say this, that the people who look most masculine are really feminine. Did you know that? If you see a guy who looks like a real man, it's a woman. Did you know this? But I don't think you have a right to say that everybody who's wearing an earring now is a bisexual. You know why you can't? You can't prove it. Is there anybody else here with an earring? Wait, are you wearing an earring? Now try to tell the truth. Try to tell the truth, otherwise I'm sending him to your house immediately. He's going to be in your house in a second if you lie right now. I want to tell me the truth. Are you a bisexual person? You're not a bisexual person. Do you have sex at all?
I'm married 6 years. I don't know. It's occasional.
What did he say? Wait a second. You're married to a man or a woman? What's the guy's name that you're married to?
A woman.
A woman. Now, does she know about your
I came
problem?
with Bill. She doesn't know, but she'll know in September.
How will she know in September?
Come on. No, I'm serious. No, I have an earring because it was a labor of love. That's how come I got my
A labor of love?
My wife wanted to get...
How is
tell
it?
you what.
You make love to your ear?
No. My wife wanted my daughter's ears pierced. And we went. And she didn't trust the person that's going to pierce her ears. And I said to her, no problem, do it.
You're not.
And she did it.
That proves it. This man is not a bisexual person. You are not homosexual. And you should be proud of it. He's not ashamed. Get up.
I know that if you wear an earring, you're not necessarily homosexual. The guy in the yellow suit, the Fatal Attraction guy, he got an earring.
He's got an
earring. I want to ask you a question.
You see, remember, because right is wrong and left is right.
Is that the way it works?
Yes.
And what if you got
the fact that you memorized it so perfectly proves that you're a homosexual person.
Pierce the wrong ear.
What's next?
In the world, how do you feel about
You got all of
premarital
them?
sex?
How do you know about all the diseases in the world?
I'm just saying, with all the diseases in the world, how do you feel about premarital sex? You hear about new diseases every day in the news and every place
Why
else.
don't you have premarital sex with people who don't have the disease? There's all over the world, there's murder. Do you go to a person with a gun? You go to somebody. You go to somebody without a gun. Just because a lot of people have diseases, a lot of people have cars, you don't rush right in front of the car. You find out who has a disease and you go to the next one. You go around with a chart, you say, mister, do you have a disease? Are you a homosexual person? Because I got a nice guy for you. What's that?
I was just recently accused of that by somebody.
Yeah. But I want to know, a lot of people are really worried about diseases, and they're worried that if you have sex with a person, you have to be concerned about what kind of a disease they might possibly have. But the truth of the matter is that in life in general, you have to be careful. You have to watch out for cars, you have to watch out for diseases of all kinds, even have to watch out from catching a cold. Don't you watch out for diseases and problems all your life? Yeah. So this is another problem. I find that, you listen to this, are you busy? Did you hear about this? They're having condoms now. Did you hear about condoms? Did you ever wear one? Because you look like you're wearing it now. Now, the condoms, it's not a dirty subject. Everybody knows that condoms is the best way to prevent disease. The Surgeon General is pleading with everybody in this country every single day to wear a condom. Did you hear about it? They made it so popular that everybody's walking around now. The whole country now is condom crazy. Every place you go, you got a condom, you got a condom, you got a condom. You want a cup of coffee? No, you got a condom, a condom. Every time I leave the house, my mother hollers, take a condom, a condom. The truth of the matter is, who else? Yes, sir. We'll take you first. Okay. This man has got time to wait. He's a younger person. He's got a long life ahead of him. You look like...
Something's got me very curious. I saw your show at the Garden State Arts Center. Great. Right. You got a standing ovation from everybody. You were fabulous. The thing that bothers me is you never came out for a curtain call. Is there a reason for that?
There was no curtain? I have to give that lady a chance to talk. Excuse me, darling.
I promise I won't bother the rest of your show, but that's two ladies today have said something derogatory about women. And I would like to say to everyone, male and female, that because a woman dresses seductively, it's because basically men like that. Because she wants affection, she is not asking for abuse. So please get those two A's straightened out. Thank you.
That's right. That's right. God bless you for saying that. You're 100% right. And if you are wrong, I wouldn't have the knife to tell you. but you are 100% right. What right does anybody have to claim that because you are provocative, I have a right to attack you? What if you're holding money in the street? Does that mean I have a right to steal it off you because I showed it in public? What if I happen to be a stunning person? Look how I look. Hello? And because I happen to be so handsome, does this girl have a right to attack me personally? Yes. Because do I have to look purposely bad? And do I have to look purposely terrible? Do I have to look like this man? Just to make sure that I'm not attacked? Does every handsome person have to determine to look terrible, that nobody should attack them? Where do you get the right to attack somebody because they look too good?
Right on, Jackie.
Yeah.
Coming up tonight at 10, a possible breakthrough in the Iraqi standoff. Also tonight, New York gets a water watch despite all the rain. Plus, we'll go to the fights and hear from the grand old champ. And then an old favorite makes a musical comeback. All of that coming up tonight at
10. Sure, New Yorkers are different from each other. But over 1 million people in the New York area rely on the personal, professional care from the doctors at HIP. To get so many people from around here to agree, they must be very good doctors.
You know, I'm probably known to you as a comedian, I hope. But this is a very serious thing I'd like to talk to you about. You know that all around us, our schools are in terrific trouble because of budget cuts, no more government funding. It's harder than ever before to give our kids a decent education. That's why I like this Waldbaum's Register Tapes for Education program. You save the tapes, and the schools get just about anything they need from computers to scoreboards. Free, absolutely free. That's because of Waldbaum's. Aren't they great? Wonderful. Fantastic people.
Now when you get the Sunday Daily News, you get more than before. You get the news, the best in sports, entertainment and city lights, informative city smarts, TV Week, USA Weekend, money-saving coupons and inserts, and now New York Live, a new section that's totally hip, totally colorful, totally fun, with a lucky number that can win you great prizes. You think you can handle a newspaper this big? The Sunday Daily News, we're bigger and better than ever.
Next, what's on your mind?
I don't know what to do about my husband. He does all
I don't know
of the
what to
cooking.
do about him.
He does all
He
of
does
the,
what?
He does all of the cooking, and he's ruining my diet. He's absolutely ruining my diet. You remember in The Odd Couple when Felix's wife threw him out with the frying pan out of the door?
Right.
Well, if we ever broke up, I'd have to throw out the frying pan, the mixer, the pizza pan, the muffin pan, the cake pan, the pie plate, and a few other things.
Wait, is there any pan you left out? I know how to make sure.
Yes, there is something.
Wait, is this whole thing going to be the bedpan you left out? The bedpan.
He baked something for you this morning.
What are you showing me now, sweetheart?
He baked something for you this morning, for you.
Oh, you baked something for me?
He did.
Oh, thank you. So you're getting fat because of his cooking. Now you want me to eat whatever you love. It's bothering you, but it's good for me. Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Just because he cooked food, what is your problem? Do you feel like you have to eat it?
Well,
just because if there's a chair in the house, do you feel like you must sit down?
No, you see.
There's a lot of things in the house. You don't use them just because they're there.
Be very good.
That was power, you wouldn't do it, right?
No, right.
If you know it's bad for you, you wouldn't be eating it.
Right.
So in other words, there's nothing wrong with him. There's something wrong with you. Yes. I'm sorry, I'll get to you next.
While we're on the subject of Israel.
Who was on the subject of Israel? I want to know who was on the subject of Israel. We're on the subject of homosexuality, of cooking, of overweight, of subways, of sauces. Who was on the subject of Israel? Does Israel have such a great sauce with an airing that this is what they're talking about?
We beat homosexuality to death just now.
Right.
So I want to proceed.
With more homosexuality?
No.
Go ahead.
I don't understand how we fought this Persian Gulf War with such fervor to such success, and we let that bastard Hussein go free. And instead, we turn to Israel and we tell Israel, give up your land to the PLO that was Hussein's best friend. Where's the justice in this?
Want me to tell you the truth? Even if you were wrong, as far as I'm concerned, you're right. You know why? Because I don't know if you're right or wrong. Hey, you want me to tell you another thing? It's a very, very complicated issue. It really is, because everybody is telling Israel to give up the West Bank to the Palestinians. Now, some people claim that because the Palestinians were on the side of the Iraqis, therefore we shouldn't give them back a homeland. There's a very grave question of balance here, of legitimacy here. Whether that's a legitimate excuse not to give back the West Bank to the Palestinians is a very good question. The Palestinians also supported Iraqi against Kuwait, so they were thrown out of Kuwait. Then they were thrown out of here. Where are they supposed to live? Now the only thing we could claim, if you're Jewish, you could claim that they're a menace to the significance or the existence of Israel, to the independence of Israel. But the question of how much of a threat they are to Israel is a very grave question, because they're right now a powerless, helpless minority to the power. So I have to justify it on that basis. On the other hand, it's a question of who really is entitled to the land. Israel claims a biblical right to that land, and the PLO, because they've always been a threat to Israel and even attacked them in the last war, it's hard for them to claim that they should stay there as long as they're still renouncing Israel and refusing to recognize them as a state. Do you have a right to say, I want to have the right to kill you, but I want to move in next door so I can have a better shot at you?
Go on TV shows, show their breasts, show their buttocks, show everything. They call it art.
Yes.
Art.
Right.
I don't believe it.
I want to ask you.
I think they're low class. They're sluts.
I want to ask you a question. Is there something wrong with a woman who is very attractive and seductive, and if she wants to show her body as part of her salesman, her elegance, her style, her appeal, her charm, and people enjoy watching it, and she enjoys promoting it and selling? What's wrong with it? What's wrong? I'm getting so horny just. I just got myself so excited I forgot what I was talking about. Wait. Let me stop the question. I'm ready. Listen, I just got myself ready. Listen to this. Do you understand this? What is wrong with it? Who is she hurting by promoting herself with respect? You know, a lot of women are against it, from the women's lib movement, to say that women shouldn't have just sex appeal. She shouldn't be promoted as a sex object. Do women ever say that a man should not be promoted as a sex object? I never heard a woman say, you know what, I resented that man was walking around semi-nude in that movie. Why is he allowed to be a sex object and you're not? Why? The only reason anybody has a right to condemn somebody for becoming a sex object is if you could prove that what they're thinking about is that only sex, is that the person is not even being considered as a human being. If I want you only sexually, but I don't even want to listen to you or talk to you, and I don't care what you feel, if you're in pain, if you have something to live for, if you have any ambition, any emotion, any involvement, wait, I'm not finished. If I don't care at all about you as a human being, then I do have a right to be disturbed that I think of you as a sex object. But if you're no sex object at all, then why would a man want to talk to you? A man wants to talk to you because he's attracted to you. If he's attracted to you, he might fall in love with you. If he falls in love with you, he might want to marry you. If he marries you, do you want a man who would marry you to whom you don't appeal sexually? Do you want a marriage without sex? Who in the world said, I'm dying to marry this man, but if he touches me, I'll kill him?
It's your Dodge dealer's goodbye clearance on 91 Dodges, and it only lasts for the next 10 days. So hurry before your Dodge deal goes bye-bye forever. So buy now and get big savings. Dodge Shadow America for as low as $64.99 if you're a first-time buyer. And that's before any available dealer discounts. But best buy now before all the good buys on 91 Dodges go bye-bye forever at your participating Dodge dealer's goodbye clearance. Bye-bye.
Life doesn't stop when the sun goes down, which is why with a Chase Manhattan credit card, you can call us to request a change in your credit limit or get information about your balance anytime, day or night. We're flexible because after nearly 200 years, we've learned never to leave our customers in the dark. Chase. Profit from the experience.
Boy, New York sure is a cool city in the daytime, but at night, it gets hot. Who needs a studio? New York at night, this is it. And this is New York at night.
Oh. Wait, I didn't get that lady. I never moved to the back. I'm sorry. How about this lady?
I have an economic question that maybe
I know you want me to support you.
Absolutely. That could probably resolve world peace. My question is, every time I go and I shop and I get bargains and I bring them home, there's always someone there who knows how to get a better bargain than the one I got. And I just want to know if there's ever, you know, if they're going to have test tube babies someday, would they be able to resolve the gene that has always the ability to get the cheapest or the best bargain?
I can't believe. I heard of stupid questions, but this is it. I expected it from a guy like you. He's an intelligent lady who obviously went to school. It took you 2 hours to think it is. I think somebody sent you here to get even with me.
You're right.
You said to yourself, I know he got a new show. There must be a way I could close him up. There's got a way I could put this Jew out of business. You must be a Nazi in your heart. Somebody sent you to put me out. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to hurt your feelings, but the show is over. I want to... All right, we'll give it another 5 minutes. Five more minutes. The guy at the end, the desperate man on the end.
How about John Gotti? What do you think about the treatment to John Gotti in the federal prison of New York?
You want to hear my opinion of John Gotti? You want to hear my opinion of John Gotti?
Yeah.
Now, I want to ask you a question. You care if I live or not? You want me to tell you the truth? I'd rather hear your opinion of John Gotti. Because I got those for you. I took a good look at you. You got nothing to live for. Let's hear your opinion. Are you trying to tell me that my life is over anyway? And that's why before I go, when the doctor says, that's it, it's all over, I'll tell you my opinion of John Gotti. Well, I'll tell you my honest opinion of that trial. I think that whole situation with John Gotti, whether you think he's the mass murderer or not, you have no right to keep a man in jail without a trial.
Right.
I don't care if 9 million people could swear by their lives that they saw him shooting 50 Jews in the middle of the street. Do you have a right to keep him in jail without a trial? What is the purpose of a trial? We don't put people in jail on the basis of public opinion. You don't take a poll first to find out if most people think you're a murderer and then put you in jail. You're in jail because the trial said you belong there because you lost your case. And until you lose your case, you're entitled to a trial. And one of the reasons for a trial is to determine that. And if you're going to keep a guy in jail without a trial, what is the purpose of a trial? And what is the purpose of a democracy? And who the hell is the right to say that one person is entitled to democracy and the other one is not?
How about Bruce Scott?
And who is the right to say that you have a right to convict a man and keep him there? Now, I say this for only one reason, because I know John Gotti is listening and I'm taking no chances. Go ahead, sweetheart.
I want to know what your opinion is on abortion.
My opinion on abortion? You mean if I caused it or somebody else? Abortion, I'll tell you the truth, is such a volatile issue. It's such an emotional disturbance to people who are just as sincere on each side that I think I could lose half of the country if I take an opinion on it. Because this is a very, very important question. And neither side wants to be reasonable about the fact that there are a good reason to disagree with either side. Because if you think... Wait a second. The people who claim there should be freedom of choice. The choice movement says that there's no excuse whatsoever not to let the woman herself decide the life of the unborn. Wait a second. There's a very good question. The question becomes, according to religionists and a lot of theoreticians who might not even be religious, the question is, at what point is a life a life? Just because you believe in freedom of choice doesn't mean that that thing is in your stomach is not a life until you determine it's a life. The question is, when it's breathing, is it a life? When it's forming, is it a life? When it could talk, is it a life? When it has feelings, it is a life? When is the brain formed yet? Is the brain not formed, therefore it's not a life yet? How do you know when that's a living thing? Just because it didn't come out of the stomach? What if you're closed in a prison? Are you therefore not a person? The question is, at what point are you a person? And at what point should you have a right to kill that unborn thing? Now, the choice movement doesn't even want to hear that question. Just that the right to lifers are just as dogmatic in their point of view. They say it's murder and that's it. The question is not whether you think it's murder. At what point do you have a right to call it murder? And who is the philosopher that is so profound that he has a definite answer to this question? Nobody. Nobody. Even I, who would rather talk about John Gotti than this. No, I refuse to take any more questions. The show is definitely over. God bless you all, and good night. Right about.